Alright, so we've got the file coming from the W drive. You should have rendered just 2 frames or 3 frames from different points inside the file to make sure that using this address, this W address, gave you all the displacement maps and other things you needed. So now I need to get this thing rendering on the render farm. So I'm going to minimize my window, and I'm going to look for, I'm actually going to use a search thing, and I'm going to type in muster console, and it will come up pretty quickly. I want to then connect, and the login is render, and the password is render me, M-E, all lowercase. Whoops, apparently I didn't type it right. There we go. Okay. So now this information over here is telling you what machines are in use, what memory they have, telling you who's actually on the queue doing things. Other information down here, again, about processing and people going on. What we want to do is focus on this right hand side, because this is where the information is. So generally they ask you to put your username here. So I'll put mine. The engine, this is really important. By default, it's set to Maya 5W. You want to make sure you go down and find Maya Arnold. There it is, Maya Arnold. Okay, and when you do that, for some reason it kicks this off, so you have to go back and add your name again. Version, leave it default. Job or project, just is the name of what you're doing. So I'm going to call this retrieval, because that's the sequence I'm doing. The job department is medical. You can just put medil. Job camera. So this is really important. It's got to be the right camera. So one way to double check you're doing the right thing, go back to Maya. This is the camera I'm using. I'm going to say select camera, and here it is right here in my channel box. And I'm going to copy it. Okay, sorry about that. I'm going to hit Command C. Whoops. I will type in render camera. Copy. Okay. Save this one more time to make sure everything here is what it should be. And I finally got that name. Go back to job camera and paste. Whoops. And say paste. Okay. I don't think we need to worry about really the job sequence. Okay, the job sequence here, we want to put the sequence. I think this is really mostly for the render wrangler, because we're going to have another point down here where we're going to add that information. Come down to notes. This is where you might type in test, or just to give the render wrangler some information. I'm going to put first attempt so they know this is my first try with this thing. The job priority, they ask you to put 99. Let's see. Next thing that's required is these dependence modes and links and log parsing rules. These are things that you basically, the software is looking, the muster console is looking for information or requirements. So this dependence mode where it says success required, you're going to say accept errors, because you don't want the muster console to quit if for some reason there's a little error. Exit codes, instead of saying default, we're going to say skip both. Okay, and under parsing rules, I believe we're going to say the same thing. No rules, I think we can leave that as no rules. Next one down, log errors check, and we're going to say again skip both. So it skips both errors and warnings. Okay. Now as we come down, this is really the most important information, because this is how the file is referenced from the W drive. So this is why we had to say Maya Arnold up at the top, where we did it up here. We said engine and we chose Maya Arnold. That's critical so that when we get here we have this option, otherwise you won't have this option. Scene file, so this is where you can, so when I click that button, I got by default the C drive, which is not where I want to go, right? So I want to go back and look for the W drive. And again, I can type in my username and then the directory where I keep things, and then get to my project directory. That's what I want. Don't want to go down to the scenes, it wants the project directory, okay? And from there I want to get to the physical file. So I'm going to go into the animation, into the scenes, and I've got a lot of stuff here that that won't be on your computer. So this is the file I'm looking for. Click on that and say open. That tells the software there's the file. The project directory is, oh boy, back where we just were. First I have to tell it my name, and I can tell it project directory. And this is the directory I want. So in the top one we've gone all the way down to the actual Maya binary file. The one below it is the directory where that file can be found. The frames, this is where we have to know, and this has to come from our render setting as well, that the frames that we want to render, in this case that's what I want, digits. This is where we're going to do the padding again, so I'm going to say 4. So digits, and what we saw back in Maya in the render settings, padding right here, frame padding, and digits in muster console. That's the same thing. I don't think we do any kind of everything else really, to be honest with you. And then I think I basically just hit the submit and keep my fingers crossed. Now what it should do is it should come up down here somewhere. hard for me to read. Someplace here I should find. Yep, there I am, right here. So it says I'm using Maya Arnold and I'm rendering, and this bar is going to give me my progress. So hopefully that won't take too long, then I can show it to you.